If you've been using the same weight for more than 2 weeks in a row, you don't need a new program, you just need to know what to do next. There are 6 steps involved in overcoming any plateau, so go find a pen and paper so you can write all of this down. Step 1 is the trigger, but you're not going to base this off of just one bad session. At least 2 weeks in a row of no progress is where you then move on to step 2, which is to diagnose the weak point, because every plateau exists for a reason and it is your job to figure out what that reason is so you can correct it. In order to figure out what that weak point could be, you should be asking yourself questions like, where did the bar slow down? What happened to your form at the end of the set? Or where does the exercise keep failing? These are the kinds of questions you should be asking yourself, because every plateau you run into should expose a weak point in your training. And that's information that you need for step 3. You now need to select a variation that addresses the weak point the previous variation exposed. But this is where so many guys get it wrong. You're not choosing an exercise out of boredom, you're selecting a tool that fixes a problem. This is how you avoid the same plateau in the future. Step 4 is to deploy that new exercise into your routine, which is going to re-stimulate muscle growth. And provided that it still belongs to the same movement pattern, the strength adaptations you already made are going to carry over flawlessly. Step 5 is to test. You've got to give this process enough time to actually take effect and track its efficacy. If you keep changing things every few weeks, you never learn anything. You need to track 2 things here. First of all, the duration in which you were able to continually progress on the exercise and the amount of strength you gained on it. This is what I call the exercise life cycle, and the longer the life cycle, the better the exercise variation. Step 6 is for the guys who are in this for the long game. Every time you run this process, you learn more about the exercise variations that worked well for you and the ones that didn't. And over enough time of you collecting this data, you can then build out a personalized roster of exercise variations that best serve your goals, which you can just continually rotate between.